All right, now that you got the doors disconnected, all the hardware off, bring the old ones out that need to be replaced, okay? We got the new ones there. Put some kind of a blanket down so you don't mark the doors up. And when you are handling the new ones, just be careful you don't bang the corners and stuff when you're working with them, all right? So, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna tackle this 28-inch door. You see here, our door comes with the hole already for the knob, but not the hinges cut out like this. So all we're going to basically do is we're going to get the other new door. We're going to make sure we line it up properly. We're going to sandwich them together, and I'm going to take a square and I'm going to mark the spaces, okay? I'm going to mark the line right across to my other door. And you got to make sure whichever way your door opens or closes, you cut it on the right, the right corner. If it opens in or opens out, you got to pay attention. You basically want to duplicate the old door, okay? Now obviously if you don't have a door at all and it's totally destroyed, you're going to measure from the top of the door down, okay, and you're going to mark it. I don't know, say this is 12¼ inches or so. Okay, you'll mark the new door and so on and so forth. But since we have the older ones here and we have the new, we're just going to duplicate it. So let me put it together and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so you get the doors together. I left a couple of clamps on another job. I got to get more clamps. I didn't have a clamp wide enough, but you would put this up, okay? Make sure the top is even, okay? Then you're going to take your square. Let me just put this up here. Once the doors are clamped together, you're going to take your square off of the line, and you understand what I mean? You got a line there, you got one there. Okay, you got it here. We come down the line, we have it here. Now, some of the doors have to be cut at the bottom, okay, because you have uneven ground, you have uneven floors, older houses. So if you see, you're looking at probably a ½ inch right there, 3/4 inch. So I marked that line also. So now, separate it, you can see where I have to cut. And these are where we're going to put our, this is where we're going to route her out for the hinges. And remember, you got to match the door, panels on top, door handle, and so on and so forth. And then just to remind yourself, you want to just give this a little curve. Okay? So then you can see here, you see how this one curves? You want to make sure it's curved that way. So when you get your router out, you don't make a mistake and do the wrong side. So let's just mark these a little bit. All right, next thing we're going to do, where is it? This thing is a real, if you don't have one of these, I recommend it. They're cheap. Okay, it's a template for cutting it out with the router. Okay, if you look here, you got 3, 3.5 inch, 4 inch, 4.5 inch, and 5 inch hinge, okay? Our hinges, because I've done these before, are 3.5 inch. So if you could see where the curve is that I just marked, it's going to be this way. So we're going to take this template guy, and it's basically going to go onto here. And if you see my line, you're going to stop it there. And you see the line there. So we're gonna turn that little it's like a little clamp, and we're gonna tighten it against the door, and we're gonna take that bit out right there. And the bit also, to set your router at the right depth, right here you have your inch, 3 inch, 3.5 inch, and when you put your bit in the router, this is a little thing where you're going to make sure it only goes so far from the base of the router down to here. It's set that way for the depth of what you're supposed to do for a 3.5 inch. So let's get the fitting on here, or the bit. We're going to take it out of here. We're going to put it in the router, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about in a minute. All right. Okay, after marking your lines, you want to take your Ryobi, and if you're interested in this tool, I'll put the link at the bottom of the description, so check it out. what you do is you got your lines here that we talked about, and you got the curves, okay, on this side. Curves are here on this side, okay? So what we're gonna do is you're gonna take this line, obviously, and line it up with that one. Okay, and you look on both sides, they're lined up, and you want to tighten this little clamp. You don't have to go super tight, but you want to tighten it. Okay, move it around, it's not moving. Next thing you want to do is grab your router. Okay, before you turn anything on, you just want to make sure everything looks good, because we're going to be riding, you know, on top of the plastic here, so we want to go nice and easy. So we're going to turn the router on, and we're going to proceed to cut into it and cut this, we're going to router it out for the hinge, all right? This is a variable speed Milwaukee compact router. It's a plug-in, it's not battery powered, but I'll tell you what, if you're interested in a router, this thing is a really good router. Look at the reviews on YouTube, all right? I'll put the link to this router also at the bottom. All right, so let's turn it on and get this thing done. Remember, safety glasses. You want to follow the template? Go nice and easy, back and forth. All right, when you're going to take this thing out, turn off your router, then lift it off. So many times I pull it out when it's running and I clip into something and break it. All right, so if you look here, it's a nice cut. Let's loosen the clamp here. Go nice and easy. And there you go, nice cut. It's in between the lines. We got the curves on the back side, same as over on the other side. And we're gonna now, let me finish up with the last one. Then I'm gonna set this up on a horse, and I'm gonna show you how we cut the bottom, a nice clean line, okay? And then after that, we bring this door back inside, we connect the hinges, we hang the door, and we check it out. Next thing I wanna do is grab the old trusty job site blower real quick and just blow, you know, get rid of some of this sawdust for now. Kind of clean up the area a little bit. Now what I want to do is, although I marked the line, if you can see I got a T-square. It's what I use to cut sheetrock. What I want to do is, I just want to measure at the bottom here. So we're looking at 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to remove 3/4 of an inch from the bottom of the door. See if I can get a little closer. All right, what I like to do, I got to remove 3/4 of an inch at the bottom, and to get a nice clean cut, I like to wrap this bottom with some painter's tape. Okay, you want to go around the bottom of the door. Okay, put this bottom piece on. Okay, so we got the bottom wrapped with tape. All right, just like this. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mark 3/4 of an inch, make a mark here. I'm gonna mark it on the other end. Now I'm gonna use my T-square, okay? Get a nice straight edge. Let's hope this door is straight. But you're gonna put it along here. You're gonna go 3/4 of an inch up. You get what I'm saying, right? And we're gonna mark it with a pencil. Then I'm gonna run my octane circular saw across. We're gonna give it a nice cut. All right. What's very important when you're marking lines, all right, you got your pencil, you want to have a sharp point on your pencil. Use your blade, cut it, all right, because you can be off. All right, so nice sharp pencil, and let's get this thing measured. Three-quarters of an inch. Okay, got our mark. We're gonna take our square, line it up. You want to push against this side of the door here. You want to hold pressure on this square when you mark your line. Make sure it's straight. Bring it down to your mark. I'm going to come across. Okay? Like they say, measure twice, cut once. So I just want to take my tape and just every 12 to 13 inches, just go down and mark it. Mark it with your tape measure. Make sure you're at 3/4 of an inch. Okay? We're pretty close. We're dead on, 3/4. So let me grab this saw and we're going to cut this thing. Make sure you have a full battery. All right, make sure the saw works good before you just put it right onto the door. Make sure there's no obstructions, okay? And then we're gonna just put it down and we're gonna cut the bottom of this door. Make sure you have it deep enough to go right through the door, okay? Make sure it's deep enough. It's more than enough, so we're gonna go across the bottom here. Remember, safety glasses. Okay, so let's put the saw down. Looking pretty good. So if you look at this edge, let's take this tape off. So getting back to it, I just wanted to show you the bottom side. Nice and clean cut. No splintering, nothing. So put that tape on, it really works. Door inside, I connected the hinges, and I put the pins on, and it looks good. What I have to do is paint. It worked out pretty well. Okay? Looks good. Fits good. I'm gonna put the hardware in it. Okay? And we'll be done. The doorknob, and we're good to go. So, if you're ever wondering if you can change an interior door, it's not that hard. Go for it. Try it. I just want to say thanks for watching. I hope it helps. I appreciate all the new subscribers. You know what we have to do now. Yo, Sonny. Sonny? Yo, this kid's got some sick old video game collection here. Remember that? The old bolt action rifle. All right, that'll be it. Let's go look for Sonny. Sonny. What you doing, kid? Catch you on the next one, right?